I think we might start on time. And hello, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our International Summit on AI in Language Teaching. And I'm the session chair today. I'm Phoebe from the Hong Kong Polytechnic University, Faculty of Humanities and Department English and Communications. In today's sections, we have two academic presentation and one non-academic presentations. So they lasted. Every presenter will have 30 minutes, 25 minutes for the presentation, and we will leave a 5-minute Q&A sections. So let me first introduce our first presenter, Mr. Chiu from, he is a Deputy Director, Master of Arts in Creative Communication from the University of Hong Kong. So please welcome Mr. Chiu.
Hi, everyone. My name is Long. It's very nice to see you all. Before I start, I actually want to know how many of you are in higher education? Who's in? Great, great. And who are in like secondary school, primary school? Okay, yes, it's great to feel the temperature because as we saw in the opening ceremony, I think what we're doing here today and tomorrow, it feels very inclusive. It feels it's just education in general. And I do want to clarify that I did try to share from my own point of view, which is more to the higher education side. So I teach at HeyU. I teach for this postgraduate program called Master of Arts in Creative Communications, where we actually collect students' artwork, artifacts, also essays, critical reflection as their coursework assignments, and there's a lot of creative arts in their syllabus that they needed to learn or they need to experiment and reflect on those experiences. So it's more that, but I do believe a lot of it can be transferable in different settings because no matter which kinds of school settings we're from, we still want academic integrity, we still want transparency, we still want fairness, we still want originality from students. So I hope this will still be useful to all of us. So today my topic would be about AI in creative media production. So share more about the my own experience teaching, learning, and practicing creative arts in both academic settings and professional settings. Okay, so you should know this by now. So AI is increasingly popular to be used in personalizing the learning experience with adaptive platforms, tailoring content, and they're for different reasons. They're for individual student needs, they improve engagement, and they improve outcomes. But we do have certain challenges when it comes to using and teaching creative arts in a school setting or in academic settings in general. So it can be challenging to balance innovation, efficiency, and academic integrity. Little overview of AI usage in Hong Kong's unis in general. We know that actually all unis are open-minded, they're forward-looking, they have policies that support the use of generative AI in teaching, learning, and research. They do want you to have this core value of academic integrity with the help of, I think, practically when we go and mark students' papers or their reflections, the best we can do for now, it's like more citations, like they have to cite their conversations with their chat GPT. They also have to declare that they're honest with the sources that they're using. I think that's like the first step of us trying to gatekeep the use of, well, the excessive use of AI in this day and age. And of course, different faculty, different departments, they implement the use of AI differently. It'll be at their discretion. For HKU specifically, we support certain tools. We actually went and purchased the ChatGPT 4 and Dolly 2 for students. They can all use it for free. No need for VPN even. Also, in their year one, like if you're with a bachelor's degree, you will have to do mandatory AI literacy course. And I'm sure that's kind of the case for Polly as well. Phoebe will testify. Um, and of course, we try to ensure data security by encouraging students to use the tools that are provided by our uni. So if you use the ChatGPT or Dolly that's with the uni, of course, you will have secure data protection. And I wanted to shed light on this particular mind map or like a workflow. So this is actually from the UN. This is like the first page of how they help us navigate through ChatGPT and artificial intelligence in a higher education setting. So at the beginning, you will check if it is important for your output to be true, or in some cases, is it real? Is it like realistic? So if the answer is it's no, like it's actually something that can be fabricated, or something that doesn't require very hard evidence, then yeah, it's you can actually use ChatGPT. So like if you're not trying to prove that some medicine it's going to be helpful for certain patients, then yeah, it doesn't matter that much. But if it's the opposite, if it's very important that your output is true, then you will also have to ensure yourself or your supervisor to have the expertise to verify that the output is accurate. Okay, so the next step would be if you are able or willing to take full responsibility for inaccuracy. So if you look at any declaration form for AI for students to complete, that will be definitely on it. So if they say, yeah, I am willing to, I have certain measures prepared to be responsible for any outcomes, then yeah, you can then say it's safe to use ChatGPT. But if any of these answers are, or if the answer for this part particularly, if it's no, then it's unsafe to use ChatGPT. So this will also be something we will see in an AI literacy course. I think the 101 of it, you'll definitely see something like that. So you do remember that's just the overview. You do remember I'm here to talk about like creative art education, the pedagogy of it. So its research already suggests that AI in art education has enabled students to rapidly generate complex visuals and experiments with new styles. Like that's okay, that's possible. We all know that. We can all use different functions to quickly generate cool videos or images in seconds. Like we can all do that. We do know that. But what are the problems? The problems would be that students may unknowingly produce AI-generated artworks that closely resemble existing artists' styles, and it blurs the line between original creation and indirect replication. What does that mean? So, like when you ask ChatGPT to write your LinkedIn posts or your Instagram post, or you ask it to write your script or your article or your poem, what do you think they will first take references from? Like it won't be from probably it won't be from any of us. I'm sure you're all established teachers and scholars. I'm not saying that we're not good. It's just if your ChatGPT, if your AI tools have to take inspirations from anyone, they will probably choose the most prominent scholars, the most renowned artists in certain fields, and then copy their style, get inspired from the style, and students will have that experience as well. If you ask them to do certain assignment and they outsource that assignment to their AI tools altogether, you will probably get similar work, like work that are similar to the most prominent artists in the world, like in the history, because that's what the ChatGPT or many of the AI tools are for. They just take the best and package it, repackage it, and give it to you. So when students go use their AI tools to complete their art projects, the problem is they don't know who they're sampling from. They don't know who they're referencing from. They're just getting like a cocktail of the best artists in the world and then present that to you without knowing the history, the struggles, the critique that should have come with that particular artwork. So that would just be a little bit of that problem. The other problem, obviously, that would be terrible academic integrity, that would be plagiarism, that will be hurting others' intellectual property, and it's actually very difficult for us to even prove. So we'll actually switch gear a little bit because I don't have a lot of time, so I want to cut to the chase. I want to suggest some AI tools that are great for teaching or learning creative arts. Before I do that, I wanted to show you my principles when it comes to choosing the right tools for your students. So in my particular program, we're art school, we're dealing with like film, game, sometimes the creative side of business development. We also do a lot of creative writing. So we have specific goals, and I'm sure you do too, whatever subjects you're teaching. So we want to make sure we choose the tools that directly support learning objectives and subject relevance. We also want to make sure the tools that are accessible and familiar in whatever context you're in. Like if it's very difficult for your students to access, probably it's no good to them because they won't even be able to use it. So make sure you got something. Make sure you have something that's like more easily accessible, and you don't want that to be too complex. You don't want the tools to be too complex. You don't want to have many tools that students have to use in one syllabus. You want to limit the number of tools. You also want to make sure that particular tool have good transparency, meaning that tool should have the function of allowing logs, like conversations, like any things that like conversations between the students and the tool, and then they can actually cite that in their references, so you know what they're doing and you know that they are critically accessing certain data or information, and analyze it and then use it in their own work. Of course, at the end, we want to make sure moderation. Can I see? Okay, got it. Okay. Hey. So with that principle, with those principles, I did want to recommend the more generic ones. Obviously, we all know OpenAI, we all know ChatGPT. They're good for research. They're good for brainstorming when it comes to creating media production, like your film, your podcast, your play, your different art forms. You can use it to format your treatment or your script fairly properly, because um, you can't really trust AI to do your whole script uh, and then that becomes a masterpiece. Like that probably can't be the case. But they will be very good for formatting. They will be very good for proofreading. That's for sure. And also, I wanted to recommend Canva AI and Runway. And there are also some more honorable mentions like these ones. Um, OpenAI is great because it's good for text generation. It's good for paraphrasing, rewriting, idea generation. They recommend good content to be references for your students. Maybe they don't really come from a film background or like a poem background, but if you go ask OpenAI, hey, can you recommend the best references in this particular field? Probably they will get a good reading list for the students. And students should do that, and they should go do the reading so that they know what's best in the field. But uh, I do, well, I think some of us or all of us may have experienced using AI to kind of plan our course, right? So if you go ask them, hey, what kind of readings do you recommend in this particular part of history or this particular genre of art forms, then yeah, that's going to be very helpful. And of course, it's good for research, translation, data analysis, and with the more with the later versions of it, it's also good for art and image generation. Canva, it's also very good because it's very helpful when it comes to feeling students pitch deck, like as if you're in creative arts, you sometimes you don't just go and create your film. You have to kind of pitch it, and you can use Canva to do your pitch deck very easily. And also storyboarding is going to be super easy when it comes to the AI image generation of Canva. And of course, you have your motion and animation that's also within the website, and it's very easy to use. I'll show some more examples in a minute. So Runway, a little bit more advanced, and I kind of see that other presenters are going to talk more about this part too, so I won't go very in-depth into this, but if students, like before they actually go make a film, I do encourage them to use Runway ML, this kind of tool. This is like a video generation tool where you can input your text and it turns that into your video. It won't give you a feature-length film. It won't even give you a short film, right? But it will give you like a 10 to 30 seconds little short clip, which would be helpful for you to, again, pitch your idea or use it as like a reference. And then you actually go to shoot that later on. So again, not your final product, but for the planning of it, it's helpful. So we want to phase it at the beginning. We want to talk more about the ethics and guidelines at the beginning. And while students are doing it, you want to be able to supervise them weekly or at least bi-weekly to check that they're using the AI tools ethically, like they're not just copying everything. They may use it to plan their production. They may use it to plan their production. They may use it to storyboard their any art form. But you should be there to tell them, hey, now this is too much AI. This is too computer generated. You have to be more original. You have to identify the actual sources that you're using. Okay, so more regular check-ins later on, and also for the assessment methods that they can use AI for, I would say it should be more for the planning, the formatting, and also the storyboarding of it. So that means like you know there are so many image generation tools, right? So if your students are actually in graphic design, like it's their job to paint it, then probably they shouldn't use image generation because that should be their job. But if they're only using the image generation as the storyboard, as the planning part of that particular project, I would say that's fine because that's not their final product, and they're only using the tool to give themselves some reference to look at when later on they go shoot or execute that particular project. So we want to allow them to use AI for more research and planning, and we want to restrict AI use for actual writing, filming, composing, or the actual execution of it. So very quickly, here's an example of how I envision students will use AI to maybe create a little short film. So maybe for the research, they can ask for best references for a particular genre. And if they got like an idea, if they write certain treatment or script, they can ask the AI tools to help format it better because students may not immediately know how to format everything for any genre. So probably they can, like with AI, you can actually go take a picture of that handwritten script and it will give you something like an actual film script. So once they finalize the idea and they want to have some concept art to show people, to show the collaborators, you can allow them to use image generation like that to create some very quick concept art. You probably won't, you don't want to accept this as their assignment, but if it's just for conceptualizing something, showcasing something, I think it's fairly acceptable. And obviously, their artwork won't be created in one night or in one day. They need to plan it. So if they use AI to schedule or plan certain, production timeline, I think that's still quite fair. So before I go, I just want to, okay. So this particular image, I am actually creating a short documentary about people, about an artist that creates vivarium. And I have this idea of, because the vivarium are like a little ecosystem inside a little fish tank, right? So I want to do the metaphor of him being the little animal, the little reptile that should be in that tank. So I wanted to create that. So um, I created this concept art and I showed that to the artist, and he's immediately in love. And I'm not hurting anyone by doing that. And eventually, I will go shoot some of it and then key that character back into a background. But for the planning and the communicating part of that production, I think that's very helpful. And that's also an example of how we use AI to do storyboarding, because sometimes we're not good at painting. I myself, I'm very bad at sketching. I'm terrible. My storyboards are terrible to look at. But if I have tools like that, it'll be very helpful. And I know time is up. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. And I think this is an excellent presentation of how to use AI in actual lessons in the university. So now we will, do the audience have any questions about this presentation? Please raise up your hand. I do have one actually. So, well, in the actual teaching, so which stage of phrases do you find is very difficult for the students to use their AI?
Okay. Well, for students, I think it's always going to be easy for them to use AI. I think the difficult part would be you going to mark their artwork or their essay. So and the difficulty would be obviously to identify who like which part of it are too AI generated, and also a lot of it can't be proven to this day, because there's a lot of false positives when it comes to AI detection. So it's actually for faculties, it's actually very difficult to prove that students are being dishonest with AI tools. So I think, to answer your question, it will be to I think that the challenging part would be to instill or to implement some of the principles that we're trying to well, that I was trying to say from the beginning, like how much they should use, how much they should reference. I think that would be the most challenging part. Thank you.
Thank you. That's a great answer, actually. So, any more questions for Mr. Longchu? Me myself, I actually use Canva in our like when I teach in undergrads, and when I introduce to them some prompts, I'll ask the students to see when the AI generated some pictures, there will be some gender stereotypes in it. Yeah. So that is a great inspiration for me. And I think we still use longer time for students to realize that AI is just a tool, not the mind itself. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much for, please have applause for Mr. Lonchu. And next presenter will be Frankie, Mr. Frankie Fa from the Hong Kong Polytechnic University. Now, please welcome. Okay, so now please welcome Mr. Frankie from the English Language Center, and he'll be presented as navigating AI-powered video generation for engaged language learning, practical application of HeyGen in Hong Kong classrooms. Please.
Thank you. So before that, I'm going to start off my presentation, and I would like to ask you folks one thing then. So please raise your hand then, okay, if you can. So being like an educator at the, no matter whether it's a primary or secondary or even tertiary settings, so do you feel the workload is so demanding there? If yes, so please raise your hand. Yeah, okay. So we can imagine that then, okay, how we can make our life easier then, right? Yeah, I mean, like we've got so many things on our plate, okay, from time to time. And actually, some of the current problems that, okay, I can think about will be, okay, you know that, okay, choosing the appropriate, okay, materials, okay, will be quite challenging to a certain extent. Yeah, not just simply, okay, in terms of the worksheets, right, but also like maybe, okay, some of the videos that can make the students engage them, right, in learning them. And the second problem, okay, that we can find will be, because you know that, okay, we only have like 24/7, right, okay, per week. We don't have too much time, okay, to make us, okay, I mean, like, okay, being like a IT savvy to create the videos, right? And also together with the technical affordances, right? Yeah, you know that somehow the people may not be quite capable, right? In terms of digital literacy, they are not capable in handling, okay, those video productions quite well then. So with the emergence of generative AI, definitely HeyGen, okay, could be one of the possible solutions then. Okay, and if you try to look at some of the literature review then, right? I mean, in the ELT, okay, actually, okay, the benefits of using videos, okay, have been made by lots of the scores and research then. So actually some of the possible advantages that we can get from the video production in both teaching and learning will be somehow if we use the maybe the videos in our teaching and learning, so maybe we can try to enhance the learning efficacy, right, by engaging diverse sensory channels and also facilitate the deeper content processing then. I know that maybe when we try to play the videos to class then, and definitely the videos should not be that long, right? So I would say that the bite size for the video will be the best choice then, right? If you try to play the video too lengthy, then definitely the students may get lost then, yeah, in terms of the attention span. And the second point here will be videos actually serve as instructional audio-visual materials and also making kind of their multimodality, right, input, right, combining some of the stimulus visually, right, such as animations, and then we can incorporate with lots of the auditory tests, right, that can try to mitigate the cognitive load then. And thereby, definitely, we can try to enhance the listening comprehension, right, reading proficiency, right, grammar acquisition, right, and also we can try to assimilate vocabulary items then. Okay. And in fact, when we try to create the videos, and I think there are three major things maybe we need to consider them. First one will be about the cognitive node. Okay. Not just simply in terms of, I mean, like, based on the teacher's perspective, but also like in terms of student perspective, right? If they are going to, make the videos by themselves then. And the second point maybe we can think about will be about like the engagement, right? That we can make it, yeah. So again, if these videos will be a little bit dull and boring, right, too lengthy, and definitely the student may get lost then, right? They'll lose the interest in watching the videos, right? And somehow the learning effectiveness, may be affected then. And final one will be we hope that through the use of the videos, right, and then we can try to make the students much more engaged, right? And then hopefully at the end of the day, they can try to make the learning journey much more active then, right? Okay, so if you try to refer to the Army's paper in 2017, so actually these are the some of the framework produced by proposed by him then. So I'm talking about like cognitive load, student engagement, and active learning. So I won't talk about too much over here then, but I think some of the key messages that we can get from this paper will be when we try to design the videos then. So I think there's several things maybe we need to think about that in advance. First one will be where how we can deliver the presentations. Yeah. So for example, maybe whether we need to use some of the implicit or an explicit way, right, to signify maybe the turn taking, right, while we are delivering the messages through the videoing, and also together with the student engagement, right. So just like I said to you earlier, so we should ensure that the video size should not be that long, right? Yeah. We should keep it short, right? I think maybe maximum 5 to 6 minutes will be the ceiling, right? Of the length of the video. And again, really depends on the nature of the video then. So definitely, if you really want to make a kind of instructional videos, you need to use much more professional tone. While in the other way around, okay, if we're going to make the videos much more lively, okay, so for example, like teaching the primary school kids, okay, how they can chit chat with someone in the supermarket, right? And definitely maybe the way we're going to deliver the message through the video production should be much more conversational, right? Yeah, much more personalized then, right? But not make it too formal then. And then moving on to the last element that we can see that from these, okay, paper then over here then will be about like the active learning then. So again, no matter how you're going to produce a video, so we hope that at the end of the day, so we would like to see that and whether students can make their learning much more active then, right? I think this is the ultimate goal then made by the educators. Okay, so talking about like the cognitive load theory, I think probably some of you should have already heard about it. Okay, so when we talk about the sensory memory then, and actually it is quite temporary then. So we won't assume that the temporary is that long, right? So in our brain, in our mental lexicon, so from time to time, maybe when we try to store maybe information in the brain then, and definitely the capacity will be quite limited then, right? So that's the reason then why we would like to select the materials in a much more appropriate, right? Appropriate manner then. Yeah. Okay, now let's try to spend some time to watch these video. This video was basically borrowed from the official web page from HeyGen, but I won't play you the whole video. Even the video will be around 3.5 minutes. Okay. So let's try to see how the magic of the HeyGen AI power platform is then. Yeah, so I'll just start from around maybe around then.
Starting from scratch.
Oops, sorry.
Already have a script ready? Perfect. Just paste it here or upload your audio file. Starting from scratch, our AI script generator makes it easy. Whether you're helping new users get started, breaking down a complex process, or sharing your expertise, just describe your topic and target audience, and it'll create a clear, well-structured script for you in seconds. Next, choose your presenter. Now, who's going to deliver your message? Our avatar library offers professional avatars, lifestyle avatars, and hundreds of new UGC avatars.
Whatever teaching style you're looking for,
whether formal, conversational, or energetic,
you'll find the perfect presenter for your how-to videos. Want to make it more personal? You've got 3 ways to create your own avatar. Option 1, you can record a quick 2-minute video, and this captures both your look and voice perfectly. Option 2, you can upload some photos to create a photo avatar. Option 3, just describe what you want, and we'll generate a custom avatar for you. Looking for the right voice to deliver your message? Click on AI Voice to explore hundreds of different options to match your content's tone and style. Want something unique? You can create a new voice in 2 ways. You can upload an audio sample to clone a voice, or use text prompts to design a custom voice with specific characteristics. Then create your how-to videos. Now let's put everything together. If your tutorial requires screen demonstrations, here's how to use our screen recorder. Head to the Chrome Web Store, search for HeyGen Screen Recorder, and click Add to Chrome. Once installed, you can start recording, and your content will automatically appear in your HeyGen assets. Now that you have your screen recording, it's time to build your video. Here, you can start with one of our templates or create your video from scratch. First, choose your canvas format, landscape for desktop viewing or portrait for social platforms. Then, customize backgrounds, add text overlays to highlight important points, and include animations to keep viewers engaged. Speaking of animations, we offer various types to enhance your video, but here's what makes HeyGen truly different. Unlike traditional video editing, there's no timeline to manage. You can simply add animations directly to your script, specifying exactly which words they should appear on and when they should end. This means you can focus on your content while the animations automatically sync with your voiceover, making the whole process incredibly intuitive. Once you're happy with your video, it's time to share it. Start by generating captions to make your content more inclusive and accessible. You can then download your video with or without captions or share it instantly via a direct link for seamless distribution. Looking to connect with a global audience? With just a few clicks, our translation feature allows you to convert your video into multiple languages, ensuring your message reaches viewers everywhere. 今日の動画ではトレロの使い方をお教えします。トレロは小規模、and that's it. With HeyGen, you can create clear, engaging how-to videos in minutes instead of hours. Ready to transform your instructional content? Let's get started.
Right, so I hope that through this video, right? Okay, and then you've got some idea about what will happens, right, for HeyGen then. So definitely with just one click, right, we can make everything successful then, right? Yeah. Okay, so after going through like the overview of the HeyGen video production, right? So I'd like to talk about my research then. But I need to admit that then because my paper is now being reviewed by some of the editors and also the reviewers. So I'm afraid that I really can't disclose too much then. Yeah. And all these names that I'm going to show you then will be the pseudo names. Yeah, because we want to protect the the data privacies. Okay, so basically, I adopted the same structural interviews as a kind of a qualitative approach. So there are altogether 27 language instructors or the lecturers that we can find in the local university who were interviewed then, right? And together with 33 year one students. And these 33 year one students actually they were majoring in lots of different disciplines then, like maybe the business, engineering, computing science, data analytics, and so on then. Okay, and you can see that from the screen. There are altogether 4 questions that I asked them. Okay, so first one will be about like the perception, right? Okay, towards the use of HeyGen, right? Whether they like it or not, right? And the question here will be when trying to compare with some of the conventional modes of the video production, right? I spend lots of time to create the videos. How do they feel about like the HeyGen, right? So do they really actually feel that the HeyGen can actually help them to facilitate the video production process, right? And third thing that I asked them will be also like would there be anything that make them feel engaged right with using these AI powered tool during the video production, right? While the last one will be talking about the drawbacks then, right? Yeah. Okay. So why makes them feel so a little bit puzzled, right, when using HeyGen then? Okay, so let's try to have a look about some of the results that I've gotten. So maybe you can try to look at those how it works, right? So just like what you can see there from Sunny, right? So Sunny will claim that he's not a kind of the tech person, right? Not a tech savvy, but because of the very user friendly interface then, and then definitely HeyGen can really make his life easy then. And the second point made by Jasmine here will be about like just like what you can see there from the video, right, official video then beforehand then. HeyGen can actually try to create lots of the avatars, right? Yeah, you can also actually use your own voice or even like maybe your own appearance, right, to showcase in front of everyone, right? But definitely you can use some of the customized avatars then, right, if you want them. Yeah. And the first thing, you can see that from Elaine's comments will be about the reliability, right? So they feel that HeyGen will be highly reliable, right? So you know that just like what I said to you earlier. So some people maybe if they are not the IT savvies, right? So maybe they feel a little bit puzzled then, right? When they click on every single click then. But again, with the use of the HeyGen, right, they can make their life easy then. And the fourth point here will be more the same, right? Talking about the the technical stuff, right? While the last one here will be about like we can try to create the video content quite easily then, right? Yeah. But somehow the templates will be a little bit generic, right? Yeah. What Patrick said earlier then. Okay, so moving on to the question 2, right? Talking about the comparison between the traditional video mode together with the AI powered platform, which is HeyGen. And what you can see that from Daniel's comments here will be again, what he claimed will be he can try to make the video in a single afternoon, right? While the traditional mode will span like days and nights to complete everything, right? And also talking about the cost effectiveness as well, right? Yeah. So definitely you need to subscribe the HeyGen plan then. So I can share with you then how much it costs them per annum then. So as far as I can remember, you need to pay around like 2,400 something then. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Per year then. Yeah. But let's see then whether your school can sponsor you then, right? Yeah. Okay. And then the third point here will be made by Clement, right? So HeyGen can make it possible to update the videos frequently, right? So I'll showcase you some of the videos that I make it, and also some of my colleagues can make it then, right? Yeah, to all of you then afterwards then, and then you will see that the vibe right of using HeyGen then. And talking about the fourth point here will be about the collaboration, right? Yeah, okay. Although HeyGen will be much faster, right? Somehow, okay, maybe Bosco will feel a little bit hesitated, okay, in using HeyGen then, right? Yeah, okay, because, okay, maybe, okay, he really can't, okay, work with some other people, right, physically, okay? And the last one, okay, will be pretty more the same as what Bosco said earlier, yeah, okay. Okay, so moving on to the third question, right? Talking about some of the positive sides, right? Okay, of using HeyGen, right? So something in terms of the engagement issue. So again, talking about how we can use HeyGen then, right? So when we use HeyGen, definitely we can try to use different avatars, different backgrounds if you want, or you can try to use some of the different voices, right? Yeah, etc. That can make maybe the creator much more interactive and enjoyable then. And some of the instant feedback by the prompt, okay, I can show to you then, right? Okay, how it works then afterwards then, yeah. So you can just simply click to certain clicks, right? And then you can change, right? Okay, maybe from, let's say, from one language to another one then, yeah. And before actually, the video will be made it to the public, right? And definitely they do have the preview version, right? Yeah. Okay, so that you can try to have a look then, right, to see that whether everything will be workable quite nicely or not then. Okay. All right, so the final one here will be about some of the challenges, right? Okay, some of the my colleagues, right, and also some students may be encountering them. So the first point here will be about struggling to figure out how to adjust the pace of the avatar speech, then, right? Yeah, so maybe the pace will be a little bit fast, right? Okay, particularly to those students, maybe if they don't have very high English proficiency, right? Yeah, yeah. And the second one will be about maybe the background music with voice over, right? Yeah, okay. And also the control for the audio mixing won't be too intuitive, right? And the final one will be the second last one will be about the confusion of some of the technology, right? Use it on this platform, then, right? Yeah, okay. And then the second, so the last point here will be about, there were times, when I was, quite sure about if my changes, have been saved, right? Since there was no clear confirmation messages, after editing the selection then. I think somehow maybe the HeyGen can try to have some of the improvement then, right? Afterwards then. Okay, so after I explore some of the my colleagues' comments on using HeyGen, so I would like to talk about some of the student comments as well then, right? Yeah. So what can see that here will be about the enjoyment, right? So I think in general, most students here will feel quite positive, right, using HeyGen, right? So they will feel highly engaged, and they will feel that every class will feel much more fresh, right, and exciting, rather than having one-way direction, one-way talk, right, made by the teachers, right? Yeah. And the second point here will be about the knowledge acquisition and retention. So you know that if we just deliver the message, right, particularly in the lecture feed, right, and somehow the student attention span will be so short, right? So that's why using the bite-sized video can help the students to try to make the longer retention in the knowledge, then, right? Yeah, for sure. And if you look at the comments made by team over here, then, right? So actually team will also comment that actually using HeyGen will be quite nice, right? Because particularly HeyGen can help him to record the memory, right, during the examinations, then, right? Okay, so moving on to the second last point over here, talking about some of the potential applications that we can use HeyGen in language teaching, right? So there are several possibilities over here then. The first one here will be about the virtual speaking partners. Well, what I can think about will be maybe definitely we can try to create a scenario, and then maybe we can try to maybe seek the help from HeyGen, and then maybe we can try to ask HeyGen to help us to create some of the different avatars using different, let's say, different tones, different languages, right? And then they can have much more interaction between ourselves together with those virtual presenters then. And second point here will be about pronunciation. Just so we can see that from the official video that I showcase you earlier then. So definitely we can choose different accents, different pronunciations, and then the students can try to get used to them then, right? Yeah, particularly those accents seems to be a little bit strong, right? Let's say Liverpool accent, right? Scott accents, right? Etc. The third one here will be about maybe the storytelling and role playing. I think that will be quite useful, particularly for those primary school kids, right? Yeah. Okay. While the fourth one here will be about grammar explanation, right? So instead of having the physical teaching, and then maybe we can have a kind of what we call flipped classroom, and then maybe before actually students come in the class, right? And then we can try to show some of the videos of the students by using the AI powered platform, then, right? Yeah. Okay. So that the students can can get some of the idea, right, before they actually come to class. And then within the class time, they can somewhat, a discussion among, maybe their group mates, right, concerning certain grammatical perspectives then, right? And then the last third one here about the cultural immersion, right? Yeah. So instead of going to the different countries, right? Yeah, physically, and then maybe we can try to create some of the videos, right? Okay, a virtual then, right? So that we can bring the case, right, to some other parts of the world. They can immerse themselves, right, in some other contexts then, right, in terms of culture then. And the second last point will be quite similar to the second point, so maybe I won't talk about too much. While the last one here will be about the vocabulary building. So maybe we can try to create a kind of flashcard, right? Okay, by incorporating with the AI HeyGen video then, right? So that the students can try to learn some of the vocab then, right? Based on different themes, right? Based on different categories then, yeah. Okay, so before I talk about takeaway messages, so let me try to show you some of the videos that my colleagues and I produced previously. Okay, because from the last semester, I taught some of my students in business and workplace, business English. So I try to let them know how they should deliver the very professional presentations. Then, so there are 3 videos available. So the first one will be in the English version. So let's see then how it goes, right? I won't show you the whole video then anyway, to save our time.
Skills. We'll explore the essentials of planning, structuring, and delivering impactful presentations. These skills are crucial for success in both academic and professional settings. Let's enhance your ability to communicate effectively and leave a lasting impression. When planning your presentation, consider its length and format. Understand your audience and define your key message. Ensure your slides align with the presentation time.
Okay, so let me pause it here for a while then. So basically when I produce this video, what I did will be I tried to simply upload the PowerPoint or maybe PDF file, to there. And then, because of the prompt engineering, right? Very fast-paced prompt engineering, they can create a video then, right? In a second then. They can make a script then, basically. Okay, and then you can choose whatever language you like then. Yeah, afterwards then. And then now I would like to show you another one. I just simply adopt the same video, but using, another language then. So this time, I hope that you won't mind, is something about like Cantonese then, right? Yeah. But to me, I feel that the Cantonese version seems a bit awkward then, right? Yeah. Let's see how it goes.
我們將探索策劃、組織和進行有影響力的演講的要點。這些技能對於在學術和職業環境中取得成功至關重要。讓我們提升你的有效溝通能力，留下持久的印象。規劃簡報時，請考慮其長度和格式，了解你的受眾。
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Don't you feel that, I mean, like the way, she presented will be quite weird then, right? It's not quite, a type of spoken Cantonese then, right? Yeah. It's too formal, right? I would say. Yeah. Okay. Now, the last video that I'd like to show to you will be, I just want to check then, would there be any Korean speakers here then? In Korean? Yeah, okay, that's awesome. So please, do you comment on the quality of the video then, right? Yeah. Because I just know some of the survival Korean then. Yeah. Okay.
프레젠테이션 스킬을 마스터하는 여정에 오신 것을 환영합니다. 프레젠테이션을 기획하고 구성하고 전달하는 데 필요한 핵심 요소들을 살펴보겠습니다. 이러한 스킬은 학업 및 직장 생활 모두에서 성공하는 데 필수적입니다. 효과적인 소통 능력과 오래도록 기억에 남는 인상을 남길 수 있도록 함께 성장해 봅시다. 프레젠테이션을 계획할 때는 길이와 형식을 고려하세요. 함중을 이해하고 핵심 메시지를 명확히 하세요. 슬라이드는 프레젠테이션 시간에 맞춰 구성해야 합니다.
Okay. So the gentleman over there, would you like to comment on the quality of the video? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's still acceptable, right? Yeah. Cool. All right. Yeah. Okay, yeah, thanks a lot for output then. Yeah, okay. And then for sure, if you like, you can change the avatars, right? If you want that, right? I mean, like changing it from the Western, okay, lady, right, to become like the Korean guy then, right? If you want that. Yeah. Okay, the last thing that I'd like to share with you then, right, before I go will be the takeaway messages, right? And just what I said to you earlier, so make sure that when you try to create the videos, right, using, okay, HeyGen or some other, okay, AI-powered tools, right? Okay, the size, okay, of the video should not be that long, then, right? The bite size of the video, maximum 5 to 6 minutes, then, right? Keep it as a ceiling like this then. And please, if possible, you can try to use some of the audio and visual elements, okay, that can try to convey the appropriate path, right, of the explanation, right? Rather than just simply, okay, verbally deliver the messages, right? And if possible, you can also use some of the signaling, context, right? Yeah, to make it much more implicit, right? Or even like in an implicit way then. And you also need to pay attention to the tone, the pace, right? And maybe if you want to make the videos much more interactive, right? You can also try to embed some of the questions, right? Okay, while you're making the video then. Yeah, so I think that's it, okay, for my sharing then. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. I do feel that this is a great example and of course research for the how do I use HeyGen in Hong Kong classroom. So is there any questions that you wanted to ask Mr. Frankie for? Is there any questions? Okay, I do have a question. So instead of using these AI tool, can we type other languages besides English?
Different languages, right? Okay, when you do the prompt engineering then. But if you feel that they'll be a little bit difficult for to hand manage this, right? You can just simply type in English, right? While you're doing the prompting, right? And then there's a little icon there, right? You can just click over there and they can translate everything for you then, right? From your the English language together with target language.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
so everything can be done in 1 second then. Super powerful. Yeah.
And if the teachers, how much training do the educators will have before they can actually use this AI tool?
Well, to be honest, when I learned how to use the HeyGen, then I just try to search lots of the videos from YouTube. There are lots of instruction videos available. I just learned everything like in around an hour then.
Around an hour.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah.
how much time do the students use this tool to generate a video?
You mean like, for the assessments or for the
For the assessments.
Yeah, okay, for the assessment.
Direct learning.
I have to check it with them then, honestly. Anyway, ultimately what I can see there will be they did have some of the outputs then, right? Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Very interesting. Yeah. Of course, I will use this AI tool for my teaching as well.
Yeah.
But do you feel that the Cantonese version is a bit too much formal?
Yeah, it's too formal then, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit weird then. Yeah. I think being like a native speaker Cantonese, right? We won't speak it like this then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like so AI.
Yeah, exactly.
Any more questions you would like to ask? Let me see. Okay. Would you mind me asking one more questions? So do you have ever interviewed for like the teachers in secondary schools or primary schools?
Probably maybe this is another step that I can go ahead and
Yeah, because the student comments,
Yeah.
I can see that.
basically they are from one of the local universities in Hong Kong then.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. And I feel that the comments is rather similar for my students who are actually mainland, because when they use the AI tool, they still have very positive attitude towards it. And after they're using that, they feel that they're so powerful, yet there's some ethical issues concerning to the AI tool.
I think maybe again really depends on which generation they should be in there, right? If they're from Generation Z, right, almost there, right? And definitely, yeah, I mean they can cultivate everything right in the AI atmosphere there, right, for sure.
I'm sure the things will much be complicated after a decade more. Yeah, the AI tool will be much matured and maybe they're more diverse in the coming futures. Okay, thank you very much again for Professor Frankie Ha.
minutes presentation, we will have 5 minutes Q&A session. Audience are invited and welcome to ask questions. So thank you.
Thank you everyone for joining. I'm Lisa from the British Council. Can you hear me at the back? Okay, so let's start. Not working. So, as a head of business development, I was also taught business information management for ACCA in 2001 to 2005. As you recall this morning when we attend Victor Lee's presentation, you know what it's like 20 years ago for the information management. We're just talking about data, isn't it? So it's very different to what we are seeing today. Right, so a little bit about British Council. This year we celebrate 90 years in the world and in Hong Kong 75 years. We are the biggest cultural organization in the world. And of course, we have the English and assessment. So some of you as teachers in Hong Kong, you will have known that English enhanced language proficiency requirement that's related to everyone from now on is going to require IELTS, and IELTS being the only high-stake English test being required. So a lot of reasons, because we can be able to assess someone from level 8, 8.5 and 9. If you are recruiting someone, obviously you want to recruit the highest possible IELTS results as your teacher in the school, right? So that's the reason IELTS is being chosen. And for the moment, in the past, for the past 20 years, Hong Kong have our own LPA, and normally a year, 1,005 teachers will take this exam. So I will expect a lot more people will be taking IELTS for that. Right, this one about AI activities and resources for English language teachers. I hope today's presentation is going to give you some hands-on tips. I know everyone is talking about prompts, and I'm also going to do the same. So before that, as I mentioned, it's about resources that's useful to you as English teacher. So the first thing I will ask you to do is make sure you snap this QR code and look at our websites, because it gives you a lot of resources to support you along your whole journey as an English teacher in Hong Kong. Okay, you will see this QR code along the way. So I'm going to also talk about IELTS Ready Premium after the presentation. I'm going to tell you later. So, and particularly other resources like teaching English resources, you can sign up being a member and get webinars, a lot of CPD resources once again. So another thing you have to do is sign up as a member for teaching English. And today about AI resources and activities for English teachers and other things about LPR. And if you are a teacher in Hong Kong, and after you sign up on IELTS, you can send your registration information and get a free Cambridge prep book. Okay, so make sure you do that. It is especially for all the teachers. So as I highlight, the two things you must know: sign up as Teach English member and what I'm going to present today. Okay, so this is what you will see in Teach English website. So I wouldn't spend more time because you can all look into it yourself. Okay, so what the British Council does about the AI activities and resources for English teacher is last year, if you attend the LTE, which is also organized by Education Bureau and the LTE, you might have sat into my colleague's presentation talking about, at the time, we just published this AI activities booklet. So what it involves and cover is 43 activities that you can really readily use immediately and giving you already all the prompts that you need. So if you're teaching, say tomorrow, you don't particularly have a lot of training and experience, that is what you can do. But we know that this morning, we learned that if we do so, our brain will become smaller and smaller, we become dumber and dumber, isn't that? That's what Julia told us this morning. So we want to be able to analyze and do something yourself. Okay, so today's agenda, talking about our relationship with EdTech, the principle, what I think I'm very proud of is, other than just talking about prompts, our focus and British Council, we always talk about safeguarding for and also ethical consideration. What are the risks and what are the challenges as teachers in Hong Kong and elsewhere? So this is very important that in this booklet, it highlights all the things other than use of AI, and it's all the risks. That means the other side of the things that you need to know. Okay, so we are very committed to provide this material because in 2024 last year, at the beginning of the year, we start working to understand through discussions with embassies, Ministry of Education, through educators, teachers, giving us information that a lot of teachers don't think they have received the support necessary for them to incorporate AI safely. Okay, I think this is a very important word, safely. Okay, so let's see. So what we highlight in this booklet is importance of ethical and responsible use of AI. Okay, we highlight the guiding principle, once again, is human first, not just AI. I think that is a fundamental important thing. What are the potential challenges in front of everyone? Ooh, okay, so since we don't have time, we won't go through those funny things. Okay, so guiding principle, human first, that is the key things. Okay, is it going to be reliable? You learn from sitting through some of the presentation. You can always ask the AI whether they are giving you fake information or not, isn't it? You can always check your work with several different AI tools, which is already talked about. Privacy and data rights. So make sure you do not put into people's privacy information, IP into the use of it. That is what we highlight to you. Ethics and bias. What are the things you need to be concerned? What are the things that is affecting your thinking? How can you protect yourself and the learner's information? Transparency. Make sure you tell the people that you are using AI for your work, and being accountable and responsible use is very important. Okay, so I highlight here, as I already said, so uncritical use, we know that sometimes things given to us is not 100% accurate. So you can cross-check by using different channels and different tools. Okay, once again, this is something you must do. In our booklet, you will be shared with other consideration as well. So once you get hold of that booklet of 40 pages, be sure you look through this 10 considerations in AI in education. Additionally, once again, as everyone in today's presentation mentioned, it's all about the prompts. But I think so far, I haven't heard a lot of people talking about using IELTS score or else CEFR referencing into the prompts. I think this is very important because when you deal with your student, you know there will be several different levels, whether a Form 1 student, secondary 5 student, compared to primary 1 student. Obviously, you will be dealing with different levels. So this one, topics, format, context, and style will be what is required. A lot of the time is about formal and informal. We will look into it in some of the activities later. Okay, so this one, obviously, as an example, this is telling you what you can do. So just now, here it is giving you particularly an example that you can use, okay, in a restaurant situation. One will be acting as a waiter, one will be acting with a customer. You might be laughing, oh, this is so easy. But once again, we know that we all have to start somewhere. When we ask our mom and dad use WeChat, WhatsApp, it's the same. So we need to start somewhere. So you have to tell the AI and then it will able to act. So be polite, be concise. We are going to use CEFR B1 referencing. So wait for me, don't give me everything, a big long passage. Give me how many words you want and then move on. Okay, so what are these activities continually given in the booklet? This is one of the examples. So brainstorming ideas, you are telling the system, for example, you use DeepSeek. So think of a problem that the world faces and present. So what are the problems we're facing? There are wars, for example, there are old people, aged people driving, 70 years old. There's quite a lot of accident happening because of that. So we need to tell AI the problem, but at the same time, we need to consider what CFR level are we talking about? Are we just basically asking for safety or else some use, or you want something to be more high level, that you want to make reference to statistical situation about, say, for example, how much solar energy, what is the age level that we come to a tipping point that it drops down, for example, 20%, that we couldn't quite turn our gear or couldn't quite turn the wheels. So these are the things, if you consider, it will be more high level. So you will have to tell AI about it. So once again, I think the good thing about this booklet is it's going to tell you the benefit and the challenges for you. So once again, these activities, you can use it right away in a classroom setting. So for these 43 activities, some are for you to work with your students, some are for you to use for CPD. So make sure you have a look at it and see what is applicable for your own situation. And obviously for formal and informal, it will be very different, isn't it? Because a lot of the students will always use the informal way of putting English together, isn't it? So you have to tell the system, tell the platform, tell the interface that you want which kind of language and what will be the benefit and the challenges once again. And then other writing communicative, like a complaint to a situation. So I wouldn't go into these because you can look into the booklet once again. So other than the AI activities for the English language teachers, we actually have other projects on hand that we are in developing. So you can once again have a look at our Teaching English websites. You can look into the professional development pathway. Once again, is for your continuing CPD. Obviously, you can get a lot of those through EDB and also the SCT, but at the same time, this is additional for you. If you want to know, if you want to have a network, particularly with international educators, I think this is the most worthwhile. It's a free of charge sign up to Teaching English. And we are also have a report on AI and English language teaching. This is behind the whole reason why we produce these AI activities and resources for English teachers. Okay. So this is the QR code. If you can snap this QR code, you can find out more about the AI activities and resources for English teachers. Now I'm going to continue to talk about IELTS and IELTS. Oh, sorry, too fast, isn't it? Oh, Thank you. Is it all right? Okay. Okay, because we're talking about AI, for the moment, if for students signing up IELTS, they will have got a mini mock free of charge that is supported by FlexiCheck AI. So please allow me a little bit of time to go through the IELTS. So some of you have already taken IELTS before. So for the moment, every year, there's 4 million of test takers in the world taking IELTS. So in Hong Kong, as I already mentioned, teaching English, you need to have the enhanced language proficiency requirement. To meet this requirement, you need IELTS. And for someone who's interested to look for a job with the government, CLE, there's a use of English part. You can also take IELTS to achieve 6.5 to be examined for the use of English CLE. And for someone maybe from elsewhere coming to Hong Kong to study, they will need IELTS, particularly for migration and also for going overseas studies, you will need IELTS. Okay, other resources for your mobile phone, you can use and look for these two apps. Once again, free of charge, IELTS Prep and English Score. English Score is actually also in a combination having 4 components. So you will have to finish the listening and the reading in order to unlock the writing and the speaking part. Okay, it's free of charge, but you have to finish the receptive skill before you can get the free of charge productive skill elements. Okay, so it is a very good test of yourself to understand what level you achieve in the CEFR level. So make sure you play and encourage your student to play and use this. Just now I talked about IELTS Ready Premium. For anyone sign up any British Council IELTS test, they get to use it free of charge. In the IELTS Ready Premium, altogether there are 40 mock exams free of charge. The most important thing that I would like to highlight is the Flexi AI that is behind the system. Okay, so we know that maybe in China, people will use Bilibili or maybe just use ChatGPT. I would like, again, to highlight, this will be very general, isn't it? But for our Flexi AI, FlexiCheck AI, it has already embedded 1 million users. Okay, I'm talking about 7-digit number of users who tested and use it. So all this is going to embed it into our model to give you a score and feedback for IELTS. So that means if you are preparing for your IELTS test, this is tailor-made for IELTS. Okay, and for the first one, for the moment, we are giving you free of charge for the writing and the speaking part. So this is what you will have seen online. So 1 million users, 96% said they improved and recommended it. Okay, another additional important element is we talk about human first, right? Of course, we've got the AI chatbot, but the most important element that I would like to say is there's actually a person behind this. So they are going to answer your questions within 24 hours. So once again, if you use IELTS Ready Premium of the British Council, if you are not satisfied with the chatbot answers, you can ask additional questions related to any area of your interest, and you get an answer by a person. Okay, once again, human first. For our mock exam, you can choose whether it is just a mock for enormous time that you can finish, or else in a time condition just like the IELTS test. Okay, so this is something you can choose between. You want something straight, or you want to have a relaxed way to take the exam. So once again, this is the mock. Okay, before we finish, I want to show you, get a little bit of delight, seeing what the scoring and feedback is going to be. So before we start, when we use the IELTS Ready Premium, we will be telling the system, okay, in 3 weeks' time, I will be taking the test, and I want to get 7.5 because I want to study in so-and-so university in English language, which they require higher IELTS score, isn't that 7 or 7.5? So when you're working your way up, when you finish the mock, they will be telling you what is your score. So this one, 7, and they will give you very detailed feedback, how you perform in an IELTS sense, the task achievement, particularly on strength, weakness, how you can do better. I think that is the key part. This is not giving you one line, but a big, long passage and telling you how you can perform better. And other than task achievement overall, we talk about the fluency, the organization, and the vocabulary and grammar as well. So you can see all these. And coming through into the vocabulary, how many percentage of the language you're using is up to a certain CEFL level. We'll give you detailed description there. Okay, of course, you wouldn't get the IELTS comparison table to CEFL on our site, but I'm just putting it there for you to take a look. Okay, so for this one, you would know that it is more a general user who's not having that many high use of vocabulary. Okay, so just now I talked about there will be one free of charge mock that is supported by the Flexi AI. So once you finish with it, of course, you can purchase to get your additional experience. But if you don't use it, you can continue getting the free of charge answers, okay, official answers given to you. If I just want to look at 5 and 6 scores, what will be given to me? Or if I want to score 8 or 9, how should I answer this? Okay, the model answers is already given to you on the IELTS Ready Premium sites. And of course, this is the Flexi AI historical data telling you how are you performing for the 4 components. Okay, so this is one of the final slides of today. So the IELTS Ready Premium and also the QR code, once again, it is free of charge once you sign up for any IELTS course, and you will get it. That's the presentation of today. Thank you. Questions? Thank you for joining today's session.
So thank you for joining the session. The next session will be the keynote presentation in another room in TU201. So thank you, everyone.